Hey, welcome to another episode of All Over the Place with Jay on our YouTube Dish and Dirt channel. All right, y'all. Sorry I missed last week, but life be lifing. I got a lot of stuff going on. I'm working on some things personally and professionally, so your girl's busy, okay? Okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and listen to Atlanta. I'm gonna do Atlanta, y'all, because normally I do Atlanta, Bell Collective, and I'm just doing Real Housewives of Atlanta, and then I'm gonna also, sorry y'all, I haven't done Real Housewives of Rhode Island, y'all. When I tell you they have more drama than any other franchises, and it's only episode 5, do you hear me? So I said, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to take a break on them other shows and just recap these two. And my shows have been too long. So I want y'all to be able to stay for the whole show. And so I'm going to just make this real short. I'm going to just run through this thing real quick. Okay, so the episode starts off with, and she tells her that she's thinking about filing for bankruptcy. And this is Pinky is telling Kelly this. And Kelly's like, girl, me too. You know, like I might have to do the same. And then they made fun of it. I love the way they made light of it. They, you know, instead of trying to hide it and be embarrassed, you know, they were just like, you know, if you file and I file, let's throw a bankruptcy party. I'm here for it. I think that's cute. And then they were just like, they're crazy. They were like, everybody that come in, they gotta check their credit score. Gotta check their credit score. I thought that was really cute. And then it shows, the next scene is Gerald and Shamia. This is like the opening stuff, y'all. But it was very cute and lighthearted with Pinky and Kelly. I love the way they made fun of their little bankruptcy thing. It's really cute. It's really cute. And so anyways, the next scene is Gerald and Shamia. And, you know, I really don't believe their relationship. I don't believe their relationship is what she portrays it to be. And one thing Shamia kept saying when they first started promoting the show, she kept saying that, I was like, Shamia, quit saying that. And it wasn't, she said it a couple times. You know, she was like, my mom used to always tell me that you should love your man. You should marry somebody that loves you more than you love them. I'm just like, why are you saying that? Like, what is your point in saying that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have heard people say it. I have heard people say it. And Lord knows my husband's crazy about me, but I'm crazy about him too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's cool to be like, I need you to love me more than I love you. Like, no, that's crazy. You can tell he don't want nothing to do with the show. I really do think she should be like, babe, either you gonna be with me while I do this show, or I'm not gonna do it, because it gives that he don't give a damn. Like, she was like, it's a scene where he in the closet with her. I guess she's packing for wherever they're going. So she's packing and stuff, and she was like, you like this dress? And he like not even paying attention. Like, yeah, right. Like, let's talk about the surrogacy. You can tell he didn't want to be on the scene. So I'm like, okay, I don't know. I kind of wish Gerald would get it together, or y'all both get off the show, because it doesn't seem like it's going to be conducive to y'all marriage. And if their marriage is what Shamia says it is, then baby, this show ain't worth it. Get off the show and keep your husband. I'm talking about wealth. Okay, I ain't talking about, you know, like, she didn't get it the way Portia got her money. Like I said, he just bring up the surrogate or whatever, and they said they're gonna pump the brakes on their surrogate for right now, because one didn't take, and I know it's a lot when you go through that. I know it's a lot of money, and so she said she's gonna pump the brakes on their surrogate right now. You know, they have 2 kids. I know her youngest suffers from health problems and stuff like that. I would just focus on that baby. Focus on your baby girl that is with her health problems. I don't know how she would even how she has room for another baby with that baby being in and out the hospital the way the baby do. And so Shamia, just thank God for the 2 girls that you do got, and focus on that one baby girl that's sickly. You know, that's what I would suggest. Like, you already blessed. I know she wants a big family, but sometimes that's not in the cards, baby. But I do wish them the best or whatever. Yeah. Okay, so then and then it's Portia and her fake boyfriend Mike. Mike do look good. He stepped in the room. I said, and I don't like men like that. I don't like buff dudes. I like a dad, but I don't know why. I said, well, damn, Mike, you over there look like you smell good. Am I smelling you through the TV, sir? Because I feel like I can smell you. He came in with his all black, and I love when men have style. Not too much, though. I want to be the flagger. But he out on his little all black, and he out on his little black cargos. I said, okay, Mike, come through. Shit, that bald head, that beard looking good. Not even my type again. Not even my type. But he stepped in the room. You hear me? But I never thought, I do not think, nor have I ever thought that him and Portia are serious. Do they make a cute couple? Absolutely. But I don't think that relationship is real at all whatsoever. But I know he came through looking good. And then she said, oh, so you want to be standing like this? And then so could they go into her beautiful ass closet? I want to see that closet so bad. Well, I would love to take a tour of Shamia's closet, Portia's, all the closets. Let me see. And actually, what your closet look like? I want to see our closets. Okay, so back to her, but even she was saying he was looking sexy. He came up in the room, but why was he posing? I said, okay, now you doing too much. Now you putting on. I definitely don't want no man that's doing all that. Okay, don't be over here posing. You leave that for us too. But he was looking good. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, and so anyways, just everything that she been through and all that other stuff, and she gets emotional and stuff, and so he hugs her. I thought that was sweet. Hopefully that was genuine because she did start crying. Because Portia, I don't really see her opening up like that. And I guess just a lot of stuff just been getting to her. So she opened up, about everything that was going on with the house and how she got to sell her mama house, which are where her mama lives, and she wanted to let that go because it reached 100. It means I think she said it was $1 million on the market. But I'm like, Portia, you didn't have to sell it, but I guess you kind of needed to put it towards that house. But I do wonder. She didn't say, well, is your mama gonna come stay with you, or is she buying another property? Did she sell hers that she had? You know what I'm saying? I do got some further questions. But you know what? She did just do an interview with Carlos King. Anyway. And so, okay, the next scene, after that, like I said, he brought her some beautiful flowers, though. I want to leave that part out because something happens later on. And I'm going to do my full, the nerve of the week for a Housewives of Atlanta at the end of this, too. I'm going to do it there. So, anyways, he did come in talking about he didn't have his key. It was a joke, but she said, "Oh, not the key," and she was just went along with it. I would have said, "What you mean?" Like, I don't know. Like, Portia having all that money and having that house, like, she really do got to be careful. She said she went with the vibe, and that's why she with old girl. I forget her name. She chose the woman and over Mike, and she said it was the vibe. It probably was because of that. I would have looked at him like, "What you mean the key?" I don't care. You could have been laughing. I would say he hitting never, never. Because she do gotta watch these men. Some of these men just be acting just like women. They be on the come up too. Some of these men is like, yes, I want a sugar mama. You gonna take care of me? I want to get flowed out. But it's weird though, because the instructor was sweating like a fool, and the girls didn't have not one beat of sweat. And I'm like, oh, he's sweating profusely. And I know men sweat more than women, but come on, y'all. Y'all know y'all did a 2-minute workout. Like, quit playing. And then so anyway, Angela is doing what she do best, is being fake, because I don't think Angela that fake. I know Phaedra is, but I guess she's just being cordial. She's just being cordial, but she's like, ain't nobody forgot that shit. And so Angela is, okay. So I did think Angela was being fake, but she's not. She said she just still don't trust her. She's just playing nice. She's playing nice just to get along. And then they tell Phaedra that Pinky was talking mess about her, and they said that she eats meat. So they was telling Phaedra that, and then so she was just like, yeah, she going around telling people I eat meat or whatever. And Phaedra's just like, okay, I'm not acting like she don't remember. But truth be told, she actually didn't say that she eats meat. We're gonna get to that scene, but she actually didn't say that. And so at the Pinky slutty beating event, I guess they're supposed to be bringing it's like a give back, and so she actually told them everything what they're supposed to bring for the give back. And so she had Phaedra bringing formula, and Phaedra was talking about how expensive formula is, and that's like, yes, Phaedra, that's why she assigned everybody the assignment, just so she could be shady to you, and that's why she gave you formula. But you got so many jobs, you can afford it, right? Ain't that what you always say? How many jobs you have? And so it's to give back. So you got it, baby. You got it. So yeah, maybe you should start talking about how many jobs you got. If you don't expect people to hold you on that. Yes, she said, I ain't gonna hold you since you got so many jobs. You go ahead and get that formula, baby. You ain't get that formula. I'm over here filing bankruptcy. So you got it. Or whatever. And so anyway, like I said, so once they get to the event, and like I said, she told everybody what to bring. And so when they all get there, okay, so everybody gets to the event. K. Michelle actually gets there first because she has to leave early. So K. Michelle's the one that gets there first. And this is at the Pinky Slutty Vegans Give Back event that's actually at Slutty Vegan or whatever. So they come in, they order their little food or whatever. Like I said, K. Michelle was there first, but she has to leave early. And so, but she definitely did see how Portia and Kelly were not even noticing each other in the room. This is Portia and, yes, Kelly, I believe. They did not even look at each other, look their way. And Portia was just like, who? And she looking down like she don't know who's talking to who or whatever. But it was fine because Kelly didn't see, I feel like, I don't know if Kelly left or what, but I didn't see her in the scene anymore with the rest of all the girls or K. Michelle. And so at the event, as the event goes on, Portia is ordering her food, and she was like, yeah, give me some real cheese. You know what I'm saying? And then she was just like, pretty much. She's like, girl, it ain't no real cheese in here. And then so she comes back, and then she would just, Pinky make fun of, she's like, I'm going to give you a slutty this, and what's the name of one night stand, whatever the burgers are called. And then she was like, Portia was like, girl, we understand that you don't eat meat, and da-da-da-da. And then Pinky was like, well, that's not what I was told. She was like, because I was told that Phaedra was going around telling people I eat meat when she know dang on well I don't eat meat, da-da-da-da. And then so Portia was just Phaedra. Phaedra had got no problem throwing somebody on the bus. I know that. She was like, no. She was like, Shamia's the one that said that. And like, so it goes back to the scene where Shamia outside at the pool. She's on the phone with Phaedra. Phaedra actually does not say that she don't eat meat. Phaedra says that, you know, the last restaurant they had is a barbecue spot. If I'm not mistaken, she still got that spot, and it's her husband's. If I'm not mistaken, they still got that barbecue spot, but it was never hers. It was her husband. So she's like, before this, she owned a barbecue spot. And maybe that's not the case, but I do believe her husband still has that very barbecue spot that she's talking about. And that don't mean nothing. Just because somebody sells barbecue don't mean they eat meat. And she did not say she ate meat. She just said that she had a barbecue spot. And I think Shamia just assumed that. And so Shamia is just like, girl, I ain't got no problem with you, because, you know, Phaedra was pretty much saying that she's nasty and she don't like me. And she was like, I don't just dislike you. And that's not the case. And Phaedra was just like, girl, whatever. And so anyway, so Phaedra does go to the end of the ocean when she said that Shamia was talking about her kids, just because I think it was like on Watch What Happens Live or one of somebody's podcasts. They asked her a question. No, it wasn't on Watch What Happens Live. It was on a podcast. It might have been the Shade Room, but she was asked a question about, you know, like about who she would make her the godmother, and like who would she choose? Who would Shamia choose as a godmother on the Shade Room? And Shamia said Cynthia. She like, have you seen Noelle? Noelle is such a well-rounded child, so I don't blame her. And then, so I'm like, Phaedra, where did she say something about your kids? And then she said, well, that's why I took it. She like you talk about how good Noelle is, like there's something wrong with my kids. Well, girl, she didn't say that. You can't put things in people's mouth. I hate when people do that. Like, you can't assume. That's not what she said. She didn't say nothing about your kids, girl. Like, one thing I can say about Phaedra, and I think I said this last episode, as much as Phaedra gets on my nerves, as much as I think Phaedra is so much of a habitual liar, I feel like Phaedra is fake. I feel like Phaedra don't look in the mirror and know her true self. I think she's a great mother, especially to be a single mother. Girl, please. I take my hat off to all single mothers, and I think Phaedra has done the damn thing. But Phaedra, you reaching, baby. Shamia was not talking about your kids, girl. Like, if you don't knock it off. And so anyways, okay, and then they had a part with Maury in it, because I don't know why, but it was a part with Maury in it. Oh yeah, it was tied to Pinky somehow. Oh, because Pinky used to be the producer on the Maury Show, and then so they did an AI with Maury, and I thought it looked good. I thought it looked good, and so I thought that was cute, because she was saying she used to be the producer on the Maury Show. Why she said? I guess because she was saying she know she know what's her name, and then it goes to the next scene is of Portia and at Portia's house chilling with her sister. I really wish they would give Lauren some more screen time. What's going on, Lauren? Is that her boyfriend that was at the dinner? Like, I want to know what's going on with Lauren. But Lauren and her daughter were there. And her PJ so they're gonna cute to me. Both of the little girls are just so cute, and it's cute to see them growing up together like they did, you know. But they go upstairs and they playing or whatever, asking for a snack or whatever. And then they sitting down, and then the doorbell rings, and Lauren says, yo, the dinner's at the door or whatever. So he come in, and first thing he said was asking about them flowers. He was asking about them flowers, like who got her them flowers, which he truly has his nerve, because they're starting a podcast for PJ, which I think is so cute. They're doing a podcast for PJ, like I said. And then Pinky and her husband. Okay, so anyways, I didn't finish that. But he came in asking about them flowers, and so Portia was pretty much like, if you're gonna be all up in my business and asking about this and that, then I really don't want you to be a part of this. We can't do this podcast together. Like, pretty much, I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all. Like, ain't nobody trying to be like, stay in your lane, Dennis. Don't worry about what I got over here. If you're not my man, you don't live here. We're just parenting together. Like, please don't worry about who got me flowers and what's going on in my bedroom or in my house. Like, find and mind your own business. Period. Unless Portia and him are still getting down. Which even if they are, like, you don't have no right coming to that woman's house and talk about the flowers. And the thing is, he kept talking, he kept going, because so they go into the room where they're gonna have the podcast at, and he following her, still talking about the mess. I said, okay, this would have been put out looking a mess. He stepped on the scene. I was like, are you okay? Like, are you going through some shit? Like, for real, like, what's going on? Like, are you like, I think it's very, I'm not even playing, honestly, I'm so not joking. I really do think it's very, I have 3 boys. I think it's very important to check in on everybody's health, but mainly black men, because it's such a stigma. They don't like to speak, you know. Like, I remember, hopefully he's going to therapy, or hopefully Portia is checking in on him mentally, see how he's doing as PJ's father, because he looked a mess. And I'm being dead serious. No diss, but if somebody said, I think Kelly or somebody, they were like, have you seen him lately? Oh, it was, we didn't even see, Drew wasn't even in this episode, but Drew was like, have you seen him lately? Like, don't nobody want him? I don't know if it was Kelly. It was somebody that was like, ain't nobody trying to check for the dentist. And they weren't lying, because he looked a mess. Okay, but he took it too far. He her husband, and she finally decides to tell him that she filed a bankruptcy, but she's still lying in his face, though. That bitch still lying in his face. I'm like, Pinky, what's Pinky's real name? I need to know her real name for that one. Like, Pinky, stop lying to your husband. And he was like, am I the only one? No, she was like, or he was like, that's it. That's all I know. She was like, no, girl, still lying. She didn't tell everybody their mom and their daddy on and TV. I'm pretty sure she that clearly happened before it, aired on TV. But he did offer to give her the money too, because she said $5 million. I'm like, Pinky, what you was over there doing? But she was like, nope, I don't need your help. I don't want your help. I got myself into this mess, and she don't want to drag him into it. I probably do the same. Like, you don't want that mess on him. I don't know why she won't let him pay it off though. I probably $5 million. I don't know if I last scene of them doing their little walk or whatever. They look cute together. They was playing. They was running. They was walk, run, whatever they was doing. She did tell him about the $5 million, and he did offer to pay, which I thought was very sweet. But the nerve of the week, child. Okay, so since we just talked about it, the nerve of the week goes to Dennis. Dennis, the nerve of you to come up in Portia's house, asking her about them flowers when you know ding dang well Portia said it that you straight up living with a girlfriend. Now this is my question: what the hell you think your girlfriend gonna say to you when she sees this shit air up on TV? Huh? What you think your girlfriend gonna say, Dennis? If you got a whole ass girlfriend living up in your house and you got the nerve to be over here asking her about who bought her some flowers, boy, yeah, the nerve of the week, Dennis. It goes to Dennis. Yeah, baby, you tripping, okay? And do something about that beard. Do something. So let's get into Real Housewives of Rhode Island. Season 1, episode 5, y'all. When I tell you these heifers had come, these hoes came through. They didn't walk through the building. Okay, listen, I don't just reserve the N-word for black folk. Let me go ahead and get in. The episode starts off from the last scene from episode 4 now. Now, this is my first time recapping the Rhode Island. And so, hopefully, you guys know the names. It took me a minute. I still hopefully get the names right. And so, what I'm going to do is bust down their taglines. And then I'm not going to do the whole show. I'm not going to recap the whole show. I'm going to bust down their taglines and then tell y'all a little bit about them since I've never recapped them before. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off. Okay, so it starts off like I said, at the beach or whatever like that. But I'm gonna go through their tagline so y'all know what I'm talking about, and then I'm gonna go recap a little bit of the scene. Okay, Rula says, I have a blessed life and I'm a royal wife, and she says that because her husband is smooth, having an active, y'all. Okay, then active in the moment affair on the show, smooth playing, sea walking in her face, like playing in your wife's face. I was clutching my pearls. I said, oh no. Let me tell you what this fool did. Okay, so Rula says that because her husband is having an active, okay then, affair on the show. And the girl that's bringing it to her, I thought was being exaggeratory. I said, girl, ain't nobody doing all that, and we're gonna get to that. Okay, so that's Rula. So don't forget, that's Rula. Very pretty girl, very skinny. Husband looked like a nerd cake. Not attractive at all. Short. Looking like a pervert. So looked like he's working with a bing bing. And that's a small Peter, if y'all don't know what that is. It looks like that's all he's working with. And he just skees me out. Anyway, so Ashley says, my life is like a rom-com. When I'm not crying, I'm laughing. And I love me some Ashley. I don't know if you guys remember her from The Bachelor and The Bachelor in Paradise. When I tell you Ashley is known for crying, I'm a crier too. But not I've never seen nobody cry as much as her. I've never seen nobody. Like, I normally joyful cry. Like, I'm a child of God, so I really... Ashley was a stage 5 clinger when it comes to her husband. But you know what? I said, good for you. Good for you. Because when I tell you, and she was a virgin too. Her husband Jared is fine as hell. Boy, look good. Even from The Bachelor. I said, well, Dad, Jared, boy, looking kind of good. You know what I'm saying? I think Jared just I'm happy for her. You better get your man to anything's necessary. I don't think he was ready for her. He was like, girl, you're a virgin. Anybody listen, I'm not here for all that. And so I don't think he was ready to deal with no virgin. And she, like I said, when I tell you the girl was a stage 5 clinker, she really was. I said, I wonder what made him give her a chance. I'll be afraid of a stage 5 clinker. I'll be afraid of a stage 5 clinker for real. Yeah, no, but yeah, he wasn't. I guess he finally gave her a girl a chance. They got married, they got 2 kids. That's, you better go ahead, girl. And so, but she was a virgin. Lovely girl. I think she's lovely now, but yes, she definitely is a crybaby. And so the next one is Joellen. And Joellen's definitely crazy to me. I feel like Joellen's the type of person that you would, like, she'll probably plot to have you set up and taken somewhere. Like, she gives me that kind of vibe. She gives me, like, I'm gonna act like I'm not crazy, but deep down, the girl's crazy. Like, that's how I look at Joellen. Like, she batshit. Okay, and her tagline is, "I'm not trying to be mean. I just mean what I say." Okay, girl, no, that ain't it. You just stole. Okay, so let me give you the backstory about Joellen. Joellen stole her sister's high school boyfriend, and they straight married him, and they have 2 kids. Okay, and her sister, her sister were not close until their dad died, kind of forcing them to be close, which is cool. I'm not saying it's cool, but I mean it's good that they're close now. But her sister that she stole her husband from and married him, had 2 kids. They have a very playful, flirty relationship. And even when Joe Ellen's out of town, she comes and helps him with the kids. And when I tell you, she was folding laundry and doing clothes, and then he was like, "How did my underwear smell?" And she was like, "Ooh, they taste yummy." Huh? I would say, "What you mean?" I would say, "What is it?" Watching that show, if I was Joella, I would be removing my earrings and pulling up on my sister. Pulling a. I said, I don't give a I don't give a damn if you playing, baby. You don't play like that with my husband. Especially since I stole his ass from you too. Yeah, girl, you might want, because she was like, "They're playing." Okay, Joellen. Okay, Joellen. I ain't gonna be surprised if we hear about them coming out there, then they had an affair. You can't be that trustworthy when you just stole this girl, with this man from that girl anyway. Girl, you a fool. And then next is Liz. Liz said, "I'm an open state to dispense I'm in an open state to dispense the weed and the truth," because she has her own weed dispensary. Did I skip somebody? I did. I skipped Rosie. Okay, let me go back and do Rosie, because Liz is last. Liz is the main character. And so I skipped Rosie. I skipped Alicia too. I'm tripping. Alicia says, "Why settle for a slice when you can get the whole damn pie?" And Alicia probably is the main one that gets on my nerves. She's real close with the main BITC, the main bitch in charge. And she's the main character, who is Liz, or whatever. And so I just don't necessarily care for her. But the reason why she said, "Who has most of the thing have a whole damn pie," because her family owns, or her grandfather owned like I thought it was a bakery. But maybe it's a pizza shop. Don't give me the lie. And yeah, so you could just tell she wants to be either the queen bee or just under Liz's shadow. And so anyway, and then next is Rosie. I can't stand Rosie either, but she seem like she has a nice family. Rosie just like she stirs the pot and then she becomes a victim. So somebody that throws their rocks and throws a rock and they hide their hands. That's what Rosie is. I'm like, girl, you always weren't crying, but so first one started crying. I just can't stand people women like that. Like don't say nothing. Then. If you don't want to get cussed clean, don't say nothing. And so she always somewhere saying some shit, and then when she get cussed clean, she be somewhere crying. And so anyway, she said, "I used to report the news. Now I'm the headline." Okay, girl, because she used to be a news reporter. And so that's why she said that. Her husband seem like they're cool, but she don't feel like she like her husband too much. She don't feel like she like him too much. And so then, anyways, like I already said, Liz is like the main character. And like I said, they own like the biggest weed dispensary, I guess, out there in Rhode Island, or whatever. And she's married to her husband. She's been with her husband for 11 years. Liz doesn't have any kids, but she helped raise her husband's kids. Like when she first met her husband, her kids were young. Their kids were young. And so I don't know what happened to mom. It sounds like mom still lives, but I don't know if she was on drugs. Don't get me lying, but she said that she wasn't able to take care of them, so she took care of him full time, but she never had her own kids, which is sad. But anyway, she does have a male bestie, which is nothing wrong with that. But she does have a male bestie, but he's in the mob. Okay, he's in the mob, and so and there's rumors, and this is my main thing. Why the hell Liz gets livid? So this is like episode. This is not in this episode. This is like episode before. This is early in the season. Liz gets so mad because there's rumors that her and this dude, the dude that's in the mob, Dino, she gets so mad that there's rumors that they've had an affair. But I'm like, if you're always with another man, because her husband took up fly fishing, and so he's gone 3 weeks out of the month, and so that's a long time to be gone. But she says even he would just like, "Hey, yo, Dino, while I'm gone, look after my wife." And so if that's the case, I don't see nothing wrong with it. But Liz, you're making yourself look guilty by getting so mad. I mean, girl gets all caught. She has a party. I don't think it's her birthday, but whatever event she had, go act a fool because one of the girls said something like maybe you should, because she's like, "I want to go see something with Dino and my husband." And then one of the girls was like, "Maybe you shouldn't." I believe it was Rosie. Was it Rosie or was it? I think it was Rosie. Because she cussed Rosie clean. It might have been because the last episode left off with Joellen. No. It starts off with Rosie pretty much saying that even Alicia said, which is Lisa's sidekick, even Alicia said that sometimes you can be intimidating and this and that. But she actually did say it. Alicia goes the F off. Like she was just like, "You ain't hot. When I tell you I was hollering. You ain't hot." Like she checked that shit like, "Welcome to Rhode Island, bitch." Like I'm talking about I ain't never seen nobody check like this as far as being white women. I said, what you gonna do next? What you go? I wanted to see what Rosie was gonna do. Rosie cried and went to go tap and talk to her, and they hugged it out. I said, Rosie, Rosie, you might want to stop with the bullshit. Like, you can't be over here acting like you can, like, you're not stirring the pot, baby, because you are. And then when these hoes check you down in your socks, you go somewhere crying. Like, don't be stirring the pot if you can't handle it. You know what I'm saying? If you can't take the heat, got the kitchen, baby. Get the kitchen. Cause they rolling your ass up. I mean, eating your ass up. For real. Eating your ass up. And you want to just be crying. Girl, if you don't knock it off, because they're going to keep bullying you since they know that all you're going to do is start crying. And so anyway, let me break down Kelsey. Kelsey says, I don't even think I said Kelsey's. Kelsey says, who needs a sugar daddy when you have a sweet life like mine? Or she said, who needs a sugar daddy when you have when your life is this sweet? Girl, now, if you ain't contradicting yourself, because you know damn well that's exactly what you're doing. You do have a sugar daddy. So Kelsey is living with her man who has a beautiful, beautiful mansion home. I'm talking about mansion. And she's living there where he don't even live there. He's only in 6 months out of the year is when he's in Rhode Island. The next 6 months he's in Miami with another person, with another wife. Well, not a wife, but another girlfriend. And she got another boyfriend. So I'm like, sweetie, that's exactly who that nigga is. He's your sugar daddy. I don't know if you don't know the term for sugar daddy, but why are you saying this as your opening lining when your life is sweet because you have a sugar daddy and you pay no bills and you have no job? Okay, but she does hair. So she does hair, and then Ashley, the one that's from The Bachelor, that's married to Jared. She comes over there to get her hair done or whatever, and so they started talking. And then she was just like, yeah, her house is beautiful or whatever. And she was just like, yeah, I did Rosie's hair one time. And, you know, she's never, and, you know, granted, Rosie and Ashley are cool. Like I said, Rosie's a former news person. And Ashley and her are cool. And then she was like, yeah, she didn't tag me or anything. And she was like, she tags everybody else when they do her hair, but she never tagged me. And I think she's trying to build her clientele because she's thinking about leaving. I think she's in her 30s and she wants to leave her man. She wants the regular life. And she's kind of tired of being the side piece that's at the house when he in Miami for 6 months with his other bitch. And so she kind of like, I might, you know, take things serious with my boyfriend, but he doesn't want kids. So she's just trying to get her money up before she leave her boyfriend because she ain't gonna have no income. And so she's trying to get up her clientele for her doing hair. Rightfully so. Yeah, girl, get your own coin. Get your own coin. You don't want to be always dependent on a man, especially if he ain't your husband. Or he ain't even your husband. Like, so you tripping. Like, you shouldn't been hand your coin. Because if he put you out tomorrow, what you gonna do? And so she's telling her that, and Ashley kind of like, ooh, I feel bad because, you know, I actually like him or whatever. And so, I mean, I actually like her. So she was just like, ooh, I feel bad that you had the experience. Like, you know, I'm extra close with her. And so she made sure she took a picture of her and tagged her in it. And then she took a picture by herself and then she took one with her. But that little hair situation is going to carry on to the boat. And they get on the boat and then so they start talking. You can tell that, Rosie is like, I don't want no beef with nobody. It's like I'm always getting cussed out. You know what I'm saying? I want this group to understand where I'm coming from. I'm not being messy, girl. You are. And then so what's her name does bring it up, and she was like, you're mad because I didn't tag you. She's like, I don't care about that. Like, I don't care about that. Like, y'all ain't gonna just be over here bullying me just because I didn't tag you on your hair. But sure enough, when she walked away after she checked the clip, when after the girl that Kelsey walks off, she's over there with the other girls. Sure enough, she starts crying. And so I'm just like, I'm already over Rosie and her tears. She was like, my makeup was cute today, and then Ashley's all like, it's your makeup. Isn't it? It's like you cry the most when your makeup is nice. Like Ashley, she's girl, you such a daybat, but she's cute. She's very, very pretty. They're all pretty, but except for the ones that Alicia. Girl, stop eat a sandwich and stop getting stuff done. Like she got too much stuff going on. Liz is sounding like Angie from Mob Wives. That's how her voice sounds, but she's extremely, extremely skinny. But she is the main bee, and you can tell they scared of her. But I guess she's intimidating. Girl, somebody that small would never be able to intimidate me. She ain't never this big. How y'all intimidated by her? Look at that mouth, girl. Please, y'all better learn to get a mouth too. And so anyways, they have the little boat situation. The girls are kind of separated. It's fine. Let me talk about this scene at the polo match. They all go to the polo match. They all go to this wine tasting thing. They're all in a Sprinter van, all that other stuff. And so before they get ready to leave to go to they're going to a polo match. So this is them I believe they're at a wine vineyard. They're somewhere. They're somewhere having drinks before they take off and get in the Sprinter van. Everybody gets on the van with their husbands and stuff like that. And then RHOA and her husband get on the bus. Why they got on the bus, y'all? I don't know. Why would you get on the bus if you know you ain't going? So while they're in wherever they are in the winery having their drinks or whatever, he acts like he gets a call. And he was from his dad and said, oh, Dad, you going to take Mom to the hospital, or you going to call somebody to come get her? Like, what's going on? He was like, are you going to call the ambulance, or are you going to take her to the hospital? When he goes to tell Rula, he was just like, the rescue's coming. Huh? And she was like, what happened? What happened? He was like, her hands are cold and she doesn't feel right. What? So first of all, you said your daddy was taking her to the emergency room. Then you said the rescue team was coming to get her, and you're actually they're taking her to the hospital because her hands are cold. Excuse me? Please make that make sense somewhere in life. Seriously, I thought the whole lie was a fool. Okay, the whole lie was a fool. Like, you don't be putting nothing on your mama. And so anyways, they get on the bus and she announces, Rula says, well, we're not, I'm going to catch up with you guys because, you know, we just have an emergency with the family. We have to go take his mom. He has to go take his mom to the emergency room. She's not feeling well. So, you know, we're not going to be able to go. I'll meet up with you guys soon by car. Okay. Via car, because they're all in the Sprint. Why on earth, if your mama is really going to the doctor, why'd you have to drop her off at home? And why the fuck she couldn't stay at the event? Why she couldn't have went ahead and went? If you was gonna do some dirty shit, if your whole plan was to go do some dirty shit, why you could at least let Rula go enjoy it with her girls? Why she had to go back to the house real quick and wait on you? Huh? Makes no sense. So while they left, y'all, this is still in the Sprinter. So even the girl that was Joe Ellen, who earlier in the episode meets up with Rula to pretty much talk about the last time they were together with their husbands. They pretty much meet up, have drinks, and she pretty much explains like, girl, I'm only trying to help you out. I know somebody that knows the mistress. They are still seeing each other. I promise you, here's the text messages. That's AI. She's a stalker. It's like Fatal Attraction, but worse. Girl, who wants at least Michael Douglas look good. At least the movie made sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't nobody want him. Okay? I mean, clearly this crazy heifer do. But it's like, girl, ain't nobody doing Fatal Attraction over your husband's that I'm pretty sure is hanging this big. Don't nobody want his dirty looking behind. And so anyways, while they're on the Sprinter, Joellen, because she said my mom was like this. Her mom pretty much was a simpleton too, and would just believe any man that's all up in her face. And so it's like a trigger for Joellen. She's like, girl, I'm telling you, he's still seeing this bitch. Like, what do I got to do? Like, to bring the girl to you? Mistress is trying so hard to break them up. And so while they're on the Sprinter, after Joellen was like, you guys go, family's more important, yeah. 2 seconds later, and I do mean like 2 seconds later, she's like, she's like, oh my God. Oh no, I'm sorry. Cause they call her, Liz or one of the girls face called her and to see where they're at. And she was like, I'm jelly. The Rula should have stayed on the bus. I was like, you go ahead and go see about your mama. I'm gonna stay with the girls. I mean, I wouldn't have, but if I was Rula, that's what I would have did. I was like, you go ahead and see about your mama, and I'm gonna go ahead and stay on the bus. So I don't know why Rula did that. Rula's a simple teen. She should be slapped to sleep or choked or something, or shooken. And so anyways, they're FaceTiming. She's saying she's jealous because she ain't there. And she was like, well, where, are you with him? She's like, no, he with his parents. I would have said, excuse me. I said, why so? White folk come? I would have said, white folk come. You ain't at the hospital with your mother-in-law. Why you ain't there? And furthermore, why did he have to drop you off? Why did he have to drop you off at the house to go see his mama? Why you didn't go with him? And why you couldn't stay with us if you was going to go back to the house? Makes no sense. But anyways, so Liz is FaceTiming her to see where they at, and she was like, no, we're gonna catch up, and you know, he's with his parents. And then so right after they get off the call, Joellen gets a message from whoever she's talking to. It says that the mistress is meeting up with him right now. I said, what? The mistress is meeting up with him. So he dropped his wife off at the house to go see this bitch that he swear up and down was stalking them. And then when they get back to the polo event, this is the kicker, y'all. When they get back to the polo event, she goes off and talking to the girls. The girls go off and they're talking about how they got this text message, and they ain't pulled Rula to tell her. They should have pulled Rula to the side and told Rula, girl, you should see what we just got. It's a picture of her in his car. And so anyways, they're talking about it amongst themselves, and then it shows him talking to the other husband. I believe it might have been Rosie's husband, or yes, I believe it was like Rosie's husband. He's talking to her, and he was like, here's that. He was telling him about the individual, the mistake that he made, and he was like, yeah, this individual keeps calling me. This is her calling now. And he's talking to him. Smells his fingers. Because he was just with her. So when he smelled his fingers, because it wasn't a brush of the nose. It was, I was like, oh my God. I said, what? I said, I know this nasty, low down, dirty, dirty ass fool did not just smell his fingers. Because why are you smelling them, you nasty freak? I seen that. I hope somebody else caught that mess. I hope Scott said, "Baby, I'm sure my husband." He's like, "Yeah, it's like the nasty motherfucker." Straight smelled his. I said, "I hope I ain't the only one that got caught that. You nasty dog." I said, "Oh, playing in his wife's face on TV, like she ain't the mother of your children." Like, man, Liz is like, let me go have a talk with them. Liz and them is like, let me go have a talk with them. I believe it's Liz and Alicia. They're like, let me go over there and talk to them. Alicia's all having his back for some reason. I don't know. And so Liz is just like, you know, like, this is picture. Oh, that's, I'm not doing this on camera. I don't want to do this here. I'm not doing this. It's pretty much caught. And so I think the mistress is pretty much telling him through text, because he kind of gets an idea. Oh, like, they know. Like they over here texting, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think the mistress is like, oh, I told old girl, and so they pretty much telling the wife. And so he kind of gets winds of it. He see them coming over there to talk to him, and he's just like, nope. He'll like, I don't want to do this on camera. I don't want to do this. You don't want to do it because your ass is caught. I've never seen nothing like this on Real Housewives. Never. When I said, okay, I said, Rhode Island, y'all done came to work today. Y'all done came to work. Y'all didn't come to play no games. I'm talking about, this is better than the black franchises I watch, better than Atlanta, better than Potomac. Listen, this Real House, I said, okay, I wasn't gonna watch it. I wasn't gonna watch Rhode Island. When one of my podcasts said something about it, I said, well, let me see what's going on here. Playing in her face. I said, I've never witnessed no mess like that. I never. But y'all, so just stay tuned. I'm going to continue to recap Rhode Island because it's giving me all the business. And I will be back. Thanks you guys for tuning into the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace and blessings.